and talk bad about them. Well, the first publication by the Fabians in 1884 was Why Are the Many Poor? And it talked about how to remedy by reallocating wealth of the rich and powerful, dismantling structures, and building social institutions that were supposedly more equitable. And it contains the famous quote that is attributed to the Roman general Fabius Maximus, from where the Fabians get their name, as well as their implemented gradualism. Why are the many poor proclaimed, quote, for the right moment you must wait, as Fabius did most patiently when warring against Hannibal, though many censured his delays. But when the time comes you must strike hard, as Fabius did, or you will be waiting in vain and fruitless. And so that relates directly to one of the Fabians' several logos, which is that of a turtle, an angry tortoise, slowly moving along. How does he beat the rabbit in the race to the finish line? Well, he moves steadily, progressively, gradually. But when I strike hard. And so the Fabians were in favor of a full move into socialism and a takeover of the state and society, but from a practical standpoint, they thought it should be implemented gradually. But there's also their coat of arms, which is quite telling, and that is a depiction of a wolf in sheep's clothing, a deception. And reading from the website ForbiddenSymbols.com on the Fabian Society reads, according to author John Purdue, the logo of the Fabian Society, a tortoise, represents the group's predilection for a slow, imperceptible transition to socialism, while its coat of arms, a wolf in sheep's clothing, represented its preferred methodology for achieving its goal. But the wolf in sheep's clothing symbolism was later abandoned due to its obvious negative connotations. And even though Orwell, aka Eric Blair, was very much a socialist and a proud socialist, he took very serious issue with a lot of the leading socialists, especially from the Fabian corner. And he saw them as basically middle class and upper class and snobbish and hateful of the poor and very, very cold. There was actually an essay written by Arnold Toynbee, the longtime president of the Chatham House, the Royal Institute for International Affairs, and he wrote an essay in his book Acquaintances about the Webs titled Are They Human?, where he lays out all these examples of how they're very cold human beings, and everybody knows that, and they've called them out, and they're very calculating. But a couple times he saw them be nice to people when they didn't really have to be, and that was when he knew, yeah, they're human. And Orwell saw...
Okay, I'll leave it there. I'm going to link this. I have been seeking the Lord. He said a lot of what he wants to say through me. Did you see the turtle? If you look through my YouTube videos, I had a word that I scribed about the turtle and the rabbit. It's troubled me. And I know that word went over everyone's head. No one, even the most spiritual of you, would have perceived what the Lord was trying to say through that word. The first will be last. I flip it, I flip it, I flip it. If you think through intellectual wisdom you're going to understand what thine enemy, Satan, is doing, you have another thing coming. Even True Stream Media, who the Lord God is using in a mighty way, does not perceive what God can cut. He is coming with fire from his mouth as sword, as a double-edged sword, and it comes like fire. Do you understand now? Please listen to the word. about the tortoise and the hare. Only the Lord God can lead you to the truth.